no matter what field you're going into, when you're doing an interview or an audition or trying to get that thing that you want so badly that you feel a desperation. And in acting, especially in Los Angeles, if you're broke and you're having a tough time paying your rent, you go to these auditions for a TV show where if it works, you're literally signing papers that say, if you get this job, you're going to make, 35 grand a week. Like, Jesus Christ. And the trick is to then go in the room and behave in a way. It's so hard to not go in the room and be like, hi. If you could please love me, that would be great. And people tell you this, they're like, if you want to get the job, you stand a much better chance if you don't give a shit. Because if you can arrive at the sensibility that whatever the opportunity is, whatever your field is, if it's some great honor or huge, goal or prize, it doesn't matter. You have to hold it against your life, and so it has to be a choice. So you go into audition for that 35 grand a week or whatever, and you have to hold that against your life and understand that it could go either way. It's probably not going to go your way, but even if it does, you still have to think about it. And that simple power, if you walk into the room, and it's not being cocky or anything, it's just like a naturalism where you're saying, hello, I'm Nick. This is me. Hopefully you understand that I'm friendly. I'm professional. I'm prepared. I'm going to do my best. I know I'm going to give you a solid reading. Maybe I won't be right in some way, but if they can tell that you don't give a shit if you get it or not, it's inscrutable. It makes them want you. There's a similar analogy in furniture. When I started making tables for people in LA, I didn't know what to charge. Making these beautiful, museum quality custom tables. And I don't mean that as a brag, because my specialty is to take one slice of a tree and put it on what's called a trestle base. It doesn't have a high degree of difficulty. You're sort of getting out of Mother Nature's way. But when you look at a slice of a walnut tree, it's museum quality. And it's only because I have the wherewithal to let Mother Nature do the talking. But I know how long it took me to make it. And so, if I charge myself, $25 an hour, it comes out to, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000. And I would think, what kind of asshole would pay $8,000 for a dining table? I can't. And so when I started out, I was charging people like something that I felt okay about, $1,500, $2,500. And Rainn Wilson, who was an old friend who played Dwight Schrute, he called me up and he wanted a thick-ass Gustav Stickley arts and crafts style white oak table for his family room, his kitchen. And I said, great. And I drew him the table and I sent it to him. And he said, okay, what's this going to cost? And I said, yeah, $5,500. And he said, you asshole, I've been shopping for these tables. How about $10,000? And I said, I cry a lot. That's another difference. Ron Swanson has cried 3 times. I cry all the time. But that was such a moving and generous lesson that he gave me. And the trick is, and I've learned this in the fancy furniture shops, is if you charge $1,500, people are going to think something's wrong with it or you. If you charge $15,000 and they only have $12,000 to spend, they're going to think that's the best goddamn table they've ever seen, and they're more likely to pay 10 times the price. Isn't that crazy? But it's all part of the same thing. It's a great human lesson, and that's how I finally got to the place where I was able to walk into these rooms and understand that this might not go my way today, but I've created a life with my wife and my home and my wood shop that I'm happy all the time. And maybe sometime I'll get a good acting job, but irregardless or regardless, I will. What's the deal with that? Is irregardless is not a word? Is that the thing? Okay. I'm seeing some nods. I'm down. I've used it, but I'm going to stop. See, we can all learn. Regardless, if you make your life happy, which you can do by baking bread, giving one another orgasms with your hands, and then eating bread, then you can be happy no matter what happens at all of your auditions. Thank you for your kind indulgence this evening.